Uh-huh. Wow. If you're watching us right now, you are seeing all of the Hollywood squares all full this morning. And so I am so excited to have some special guests on today. But welcome to Kiwanis Connects. As you'll notice, one of our main squares is not filled right now. Aaron is off doing errand stuff, but he'll be back next week. And so if you're only tuning in to talk to him, please send in messages and I will harass him in the background with what we're doing. I'm also lucky that our producers come from behind the screens and actually is up front and personal. So you want to welcome everybody, John?
Oh. Okay. Hey, thanks for joining us. I'm going to introduce Jim first because you seem to be the person that I've communicated with the most. So I'm going to let you introduce the rest of yourself and the rest of the group and tell us a little bit about who you are, what you are, and why you are.
Well, I appreciate it, John, and thank you, Valerie. Appreciate being on. What an opening. It made the hairs stand up on my neck there. Well, I am Jim Tomaszewski. I have the privilege of being the executive director for the Little Iguana Children's Safety Foundation, which is a 28-year nonprofit group that saves the lives of young children ages 2 through 10 from abduction, child predators, preventable serious injuries, teaches them to be kind, respect, instill self-worth, self-esteem. And today I have the privilege of showing everybody the wizards behind the curtain, I guess you would call them. I have Eden Tomaszewski, who is part of Little Iguana. I have Erica Trainer, who is part of Little Iguana. These two would do everything. They're just incredible. I can't say enough about them. I have Lori also with us, but she's manning the store, the business right now in case somebody comes in to talk with us. But I appreciate having us here, and we look forward to telling everybody about what we do.
I'm so excited. I got to meet Jim and I think Lori at our international convention that was held just a couple of weeks ago in Minneapolis. And Jim, we just kind of bonded, and I kept thinking, oh my goodness, how can we get you on the show? And then it's like, here you guys are. And so most people know that I collect gear, and so this was my little reminder guy that I needed to make sure I stayed in contact with you because I have my own little iguana. I only have him for about 4 more days because he gets to go see my grandson.
Nice.
But it's like when we were at the convention, how was the experience for you interacting with all those Kiwanians?
Well, being a Kiwanian myself, it was nice to talk with others to see what they do around the world, actually, not just the country, but it was nice to speak with them. And a lot of them had no idea who we were. And once they got to know what we did and how we did it, they were all amazed, and a lot of great feeling and momentum going into this. Our goal with Kiwanis is to work with Kiwanis on a worldwide basis. We've developed a program over 28 years that focuses on the young children. And we all talk about, as a Kiwanis, we all talk about saving kids. So we figured this would be a perfect, connection. After being a member for a while, I decided, you know what, it's time to go and start talking with some of the powers to be and see how we could get involved on a worldwide basis, and generate, some revenues for the Kiwanis as well to help expand programs and just save millions of lives. I mean,
so have you convinced Eden and Erica to be Kiwanians? Are you two Kiwanians as well?
No, not yet.
We're on our way in. Our technical and design skills that we use at Little Iguana have already been talked about in our local chapter. So I think that we may be on our way in.
Well, if they don't convince you in the local one, we've got this phenomenal e-club, and I've been trying to start a satellite on the East Coast. It's our Kiwanis Literacy Club. And we have the Kiwanis Literacy Club Foundation where we do a lot of special programs. So if they don't get you an application really soon, I will send you an electronic application for both of you. Just saying, Jim. I can jump all over that. So, Eden and Erica, neither one of you looks like you were here in the very beginning of the Little Iguana program. And so, because Jim says that started like 28 years ago, neither one of you looks like you were here at that point. Maybe you were watching Little Iguana. So, what about this program attracted you to it? Because I know that you guys love what you do. So I'm going to start with Erica. What about this program just makes you go, wow?
Well, Eden and I don't really like to admit it because he is our dad, but Jim's actually our dad. So we're one big happy family that has a passion for protecting young children. So 28 years ago, I was 5 years old. And I was, we have pictures of me 5 years old in the front of like the stage shows, like pretending to try to do the dances along with like the professional actors and performers that we had at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And ever since then, Eden and I have been involved in going to like the weekend trade shows, the kids events, the expos, passing out stickers, putting on temporary tattoos for the kids that come to the events. And then obviously, we grew up high school, went to college. We both graduated. Eden stayed a couple extra years, got her MBA, which she could speak about. And then we took that knowledge and we came back to the family business to try to just make it, as best as it can be, a worldwide educational program. So that's where we're at right now. We came back. We are giving our technical and design knowledge to a really passionate guy who has great speaking skills for the program, but he can't really send an email. So that's why we're here back helping him just develop the program to the best that it can be.
I'm actually really glad that on most days my mom can't send an email because I'm sure it would be in a reply all and it would be not so good family stories. But
yeah, the reply all is a tough one because sometimes we do need him to reply all, but we've told him to never reply all. So yeah, it gets tricky sometimes.
Yeah.
That's just awesome. So Eden, and you have your master's. So is it something that you use on a regular basis in helping out?
I would think so. And Erica already touched about it, but 28 years ago, I was actually in the womb, as you would say. So while they started performing, I was already on stage before I was even born. And one of my favorite things is growing up, like idolizing radio Disney stars. We like did a Simon Mall tour where we like opened for Aaron Carter. So as a child, I was just like in awe of performing constantly. But as an adult, it just the maturity of the lessons and how much we impacted the kids. Once I actually realized that it wasn't just like a fun stage show, we were actually making a difference. It's like hard to walk away from that. And when we started our TV pilot, we started to try to make all these connections. One of the producers was like, if you got your master's, it would really help us. So that's kind of why I got my master's, and we were in an in-between phase. And yeah, I think it really helped. I like had a communication and like theater background in college, but then I was like, I need the business side. So that's why I stuck through and got my master's.
That is, wow, absolutely fantastic. So, Dad, you did good.
Yeah. What's the definition of being a parent, Valerie? Making your children better than you were. And that's
Absolutely.
really, if you do that, then you succeeded at being a parent. So if we did that every generation, just think how good we would be at the end of it.
Wow. Absolutely. I think that's also why I'm a Kiwanian. I wasn't as lucky as most. I wasn't able to ever have kids, but the man I fell in love with actually came prepackaged. So to be able to be a part of his later years and now being a grandma, just seeing how we can make a difference. And I keep referring back to being a grandma because I can tell you, like when I was watching some of the videos and looking back at some of what you do, there are a couple songs that just stick with you.
Sure.
So what were some of your favorite little iguana? Do you have one that just all of a sudden pops up in your head? Like
I,
one of the songs?
I personally,
I
I
would
have
say
a lot of them. I love Run, 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 Yell and Tell
I was
because
gonna say run, 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 yell and tell.
at the end of
So
the show, man, you could, it's great. You go in, you do a live musical, the kids are jumping around, screaming and yelling, and then you leave them with this run, 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 yell and tell, and they're going nuts. And then you go, bye, teachers. We'll see you later. They're all yours now.
So obviously our program educates children through music. It's music driven. We do have educational products and lots of other programs and courses like for parents and teachers. But for kids, a lot of our activities are music driven. So we have these like really fun songs that kids get to sing along with to learn lessons along the way. And the great thing about Lil Iguana's music and is that all the songs and the like melodies and the instruments were all developed before the lyrics were put in. So it's not songs that parents are like, oh my gosh, I can't listen to this again, because we have rock music, we have reggae, we have a little bit of country, we have some pop. So they're all very fun and modern like melodies that kids can then also learn at the same time.
Oh, very cool. So what's the target age for most of the program?
So we have several different programs. Our target age is children ages 2 through 10. We have programs for preschool age children. We go into preschools, child care facility, Head Starts, and we have an educator and a costume character and those animated music videos. And we teach safety to a younger audience. Usually ages 2 through 5 is targeted through our in-classroom program. And it's a smaller setting so the kids can ask those tough questions to get the answers that they need, whether that be what's a seatbelt, or sometimes Jim gets, why do you sweat so much? So there's a wide range of questions that get answered in that smaller preschool setting. And then we also have programs for children ages 5 through 10, and that is our live stage show. And that is the one that goes into elementary schools and is performed at community events, and it has actor educators and the costume character on a stage. And it's singing the songs and doing skits. It's like a live musical play.
Oh, wow. Wow. I think that for a number of Kiwanians out there, they're probably thinking, oh my goodness, I know exactly how I want to incorporate this into my club. And so if you're out there and you have any questions, you can call us at 702-992-3207. That's 702-992-3207. And for those podcasters out there who just rolled right off the road to make sure they can write this down, 702-992-3207. I know Aaron would be so proud that I said it 3 full times. But I'm thinking about our different levels of how we have Kiwanis set up in different programs that we do. So one of them that's one of my favorites is our K Kids. And our K Kids are in elementary school. So they are kindergarten through 5th grade. And so like we have a secretary that can't spell secretary. And someone had shared a story of they actually have their little secretary who's 6 years old taking minutes. And so she was asked the next week, can you please share the minutes with us from last week? And she said, 26. It was 26 minutes long for their whole meeting. And so I'm seeing this whole, especially the 5-year-old to the 10-year-old block that you do fitting in amazingly well. And so do you have extra resources and other things, even if we don't bring a stage show in, are there, what kind of things that we could partner with at K Kids? Because they meet every week.
So we have a wide range of educational products, whether it's that plush that you're holding up. We have our music that we can leave behind. So whether that's in CD form for old school, or we also have it streaming on Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon, all the major suppliers. So you can listen to our educational music. We also have activity workbooks that you can participate with. It teaches lessons and fun and interactive activities. We have our craft and activity boxes that also teach lessons. And then we have our children's storybooks. What else am I missing here?
You got the affirmation cards, you got stickers.
Oh yeah, affirmation cards.
Anybody will need to use when they deal with a 2 to 8 year old. And there's so many products. There's our memberships that people can join up on, and the memberships can be gifted to elementary schools or libraries or police departments, all the people that we use right now. So they can go online and they can say, I want to gift a year membership to an elementary school or to a Head Start in my area or a Title I program in my area. And we can we make sure we do it. And like Erica was saying before about the music, the music is the strongest thing that we have, because how we teach and how you remember, you can't remember things that you learned in school, but you can sing every song to going back to the days before you were even born. I could sing Frank Sinatra songs and everything else from the old days, but I wasn't around then. It was just what you grew up with. But I couldn't tell you who my teachers were in school. So that's why music was the driving force between everything here, as well as interactive role playing. So you have the two most powerful ways to teach a child, and they'll remember it forever, as long as you present it to them in a fun, upbeat, kid-friendly manner.
Absolutely, because it sounds like it hits both the kinetic, the auditory, and the full memory banks of throughout the child development process. Because I know that if you can dance to it, you're gonna at some point remember those moves, kind of like riding a bike, right? And if you know the words to a song, it's something that sticks with you. It's just like I think about, there was this one tune that I used to hear. It was about being able to turn stuff on and off. And, so the righty tighty, lefty loosey, and then there was some kind of song that went with it. And so that goes back almost to, age 5 and 6, when you first start really remembering stuff for a lifetime.
Yep.
Absolutely. Yeah. And our programs are music driven, which is, a very effective way to teach children. They include interactive role playing, like Jim had mentioned, also play learning. So you're going to be learning the most when you're not directly supposed to be learning. So when you're, playing with one of our crafts or activities, or you're out for a walk with your mom and you're just talking about the lessons. That's like a really important way. And then all of our programs feature repetition, and the questions and the phrases and the lessons are reworked and rephrased in different ways throughout the program, so that it's not always buckle up your seatbelt. You have to hear a click. What are other things that go along with that lesson, so that it's not just like, I don't even know what a seatbelt is. I don't even know what a buckle means, So it's reworked and retooled so that the kids really understand the messages. And then all of our programs feature a proactive approach. We want to make sure that these kids know these lessons and understand them, so that there are no reactive programs that are necessary.
Very, very cool. I think right now what we're going to do is go to break, because there's a commercial in there that I think would be fantastic for people to see. And it has a couple questions that I will lead into after that. So, John, take it away.
Thank you. I've been waiting to do this. Here we go.
Up is a digital membership to help guide you on your journey of raising safe, happy, and healthy kids. Get access to an online resource library with hundreds of ready-to-use worksheets, lesson guides, and action plans to teach over 20 safety and well-being lessons. And don't forget the supportive community to take you from stressed and overwhelmed to excited and ready to help educate your children. Whether you're a parent, homeschooler, teacher, or just someone who works with kids, Safety Up is your go-to resource. Join now.
Aloha. I am so glad to be able to invite you to Kiwanis Connects on WWDBTV, because we have some fascinating shows going on. And so join us on Fridays at 9 a.m. And if you can't join us then, look at all the different links of where you can find us to see the different amazing shows that I do with Aaron and all the crew at WWDBTV.com.
Thank you, Governor Val, for that great message. Good morning, everybody. I'm Aaron Phillips, co-host of Kiwanis Connects with Governor Val, and this message is for all of you great lieutenant governors here in the Cal Neva District. As a reminder, we created a Kiwanis commercial that is dedicated to the clubs here in the Cal Neva District. You've seen it talked about, you've seen it on the show, and on the heels of a recent episode where we talked about branding, a commercial we think is a pretty good tool for you all to have. Now, I want to remind everybody, and there are two options that you can take advantage of. Number one, you could take the existing commercial and simply brand it with your club's information at the end of the message. That's $75 to make that edit. Real simple, and contributions do go to Governor Val Direct to maintain the popular Kiwanis Connect show. Now, if you'd like something a little more detailed and customized with your club specific and pictures and everything that's going on, well, we can do that too. There's three options there. For a 30-second commercial, it's $200. 60-second commercial is $250. And if you'd like 90 seconds to deliver the message, that's only $300. All the work is done here at Worldwide Digital Broadcasting Studios with your support. And reach out to me and I can give you all that information. Email me at kiwanisconnectsinfo@gmail.com. That's kiwanisconnectsinfo@gmail.com. Continued success for the rest of this administrative year and the future for your clubs, and I look forward to seeing you all at the District Convention in August. Thank you, Lieutenant Governors. We appreciate your time and effort.
It's like, woo!
That was a great little commercial. Even the adults dig it.
You know, it's we're going to have to actually change that at some point because August is coming really fast. I was just thinking about that. I just had a meeting over the past couple weeks with about 160 of our Cal Neva presidents, club presidents, and they're very excited about building into their new year a number of different programs that they can do really quickly and easily. So I was looking at some of the lesson plans that you have, and I'm very excited about that. I want to give a shout out though to my friend Herm Platsky, who's out in the desert. Herm, please stay cool. I saw that it was going to be like 114 degrees again out there, and I'm glad you're enjoying the program. But one of the things that I was looking at is, so how long or how short can a lesson plan be?
Well, it depends on. Oh, go ahead, Erica.
Sure. So we have single standalone worksheets and activities. So if you're looking for just something to add into your already busy day or routine, you can just go on and print one activity or one worksheet.
Mm-hmm.
We have that music that you can listen to as you're hanging out and doing that activity, so you can learn more about the lesson. We have, like those single worksheets. We have 20-page and 50-page workbooks. We have lesson plans that are designed for parents, for classroom use. So you would be hopefully completing that lesson plan over the course of like a month, 30 days. We also have lesson plans for teachers that they can use in the classroom for a weekly basis. We also have an annual curriculum that you can follow. So depending on where you are in the teaching process and where you are in your journey, we have something for you.
You know, hold on. I'm having this epiphany right now, Jim. And you had talked about wanting to go worldwide. Do you know that in Canada they have a Kiwanis hour every week in the classrooms? It's a legislated Kiwanis hour.
No.
Yep. And can you see having every Kiwanis hour, a little part of that being the Little Iguana Safety Up?
Sure. I dream about it, Valerie. That's why, after sitting in different district meetings of Kiwanis and listening to all the people, their concerns about, we say we save kids, but what are we doing to save kids? And how do we do it? And how can we? Well, I said, why don't we make this as a universal program for Kiwanis to take part in? Because then it's not 70 people doing 70 different things. It's 70 people teaching the same way or giving them the ability to do it. We also have the live musicals. That's a 50-minute show that, the Kiwanis can raise the funds and and they can earmark it for one of the elementary schools. And we set up the schedule, because we've partnered with, a major theater group, as well as, different community house theaters. And we could bring the live musicals right to the elementary schools. It's just how we're going to change the world. We say we want to change the world, but yet we do the same thing every single year. And we say we're going to change the world, but we haven't changed the world. So why can't we take a different approach, a happy, fun? It doesn't have to be angry or mean, or it has to be so structured that kids don't want to go. We created it because of people like me. I go into a classroom, I'm looking at the cobwebs in the corner of the house. I'm looking at everything but what they're teaching me, because ADHD or whatever the learning disabilities that we sometimes have in it. But when you put on music, everything. What do they say? Music cures soothes the savage beast in all of us, right? So why not put it through music? When we first created this program, we analyzed every single program, and what it came back to was the days of conjunction, junction. What's your function? It's a noun, it's a verb, or I'm a bill sitting on Capitol Hill. And then we go, well, why can't we just do this with safety and well-being and fun stuff, and teach them to stay alive? That's why we focus on such the youngest age group. I mean, we need to focus our whole ability in life. Right now, the most abused, neglected is cradle to 3, or newborn to 3 years old, right? That's what the statistics are that's what the government tells us now, okay? 20 years ago, it was 9 to 12. Now it's not. So we need to start focusing on the youngest of our children. Any of these issues that happen to kids, it makes drug abuse, alcoholism, unwanted children in the world, because it's just needs to be started at a very young age. We need to teach self-esteem, self-worth, respect for myself, respect for you, treat others the way you would like to be treated. If we want to change the world and make it, and it costs us nothing, it will cost us no money at all. In fact, Little Iguana is doing a worldwide day coming up called Treat Others the Way You Want to Be Treated. And it's the release of a song called It's Easy to Be Kind. And it has 50 different artists from 28 different countries, people from Bad Company, T-Rex, Gemma Johnson, the Taylor Swift of UK. And all these people came on board because they want to save the world by saving our kids. So I figured, you know what? Let's team up with Kiwanis. Let's take the world by storm. Let's make Kiwanis a household name. So every time people say, when I ask my friends, hey, you want to join Kiwanis? They don't say to me, what do they do? They say, oh, I would love to join Kiwanis because I want to be part of that movement. I want to save lives.
I am actually seeing an international e-club that is completely safety up.
Yeah, I would love to save lives. It's my greatest gift in the world. As a child, I didn't have the greatest life, okay? But when I grew up and I had my kids, when Eden was in the womb and Erica was 5 and Jimmy was 4, I said no one would ever hurt my children like I was hurt as a child. So I made Little Iguana for them. And I hoped that it would save them. And then it saved a 3-year-old and a 16-year-old and then another 5-year-old. And then thousands later, we're winning Emmys and we're winning international awards, and we're down at the White House under 2 different presidents, in the Oval Office, the Rose Garden. It wasn't because we know anybody. It was because we were saving everybody. And now it's time for us. Simple. The best thing about this whole project is it's already made and it's easy to use. It's like a turnkey type of business. People in Kiwanis don't have to be afraid to use it because it's simple. I made it with the help. Well, they made it, and I'm their guinea pig. If I can't do it, they don't put it out there because they say no one else will be able to do it, because I'm 60 years old. I'm old to a 30-year-old. Okay.
We have a wide range that is in our focus group, but we do have a lot of people that are over the age of 50. If they won't be able to use it, no one will be able to use it. So it is tested and proven very easy and simple to use.
Oh my goodness, you've now lumped me in with my mother, grandmother, and all of those
I'm
people.
just saying the people that are in our focus group that may have technical difficulties, those are the people that have said this is easy to use.
Love
Like
it,
if
love
you
it.
throw your back out when you comb your hair or brush your teeth, and you need traction, you're our age group. That's the
Yeah, yeah, yeah. When getting out of bed causes more injuries than dancing used to cause. Yeah,
yes.
I get you. I get you. I now know our fit. Um, but you talked a little bit about this box. I want to know more about this box,
Our activity
the activity box.
Yeah,
Yes, tell me a little more.
absolutely. So we have over 20 standalone craft and activity boxes that we currently have for sale on our website. Each
Mhm.
one contains a workbook that you can go through and color and do activities, and you can learn different lessons. And then we
Mhm.
also have 3 crafts that go along with those lessons that are being taught. And you can very technologically savvy people can scan the QR code that comes with the craft, and they can watch a video on how to create it with their child.
Very cool. Okay.
We
So,
also have a surprise gift in each box too, but we don't talk about that as much.
oh,
Yeah, we have a little iguana plush also that comes along with them, and you had mentioned that your grandchildren will be getting Lil Iguana soon. We also have our Where in the World is Lil Iguana contest that
Coloring
we
sheet.
run. So
Yeah.
you can take Lil Iguana with you in a coloring sheet form or in an actual plush form, and you can take pictures of the places you visit close to home or around the world, and then you can send us those pictures. We feature it on our Where in the World is Lil Iguana map.
Well, I still have about 30,000 more miles that I'm going to be driving while I'm the governor. And so I guess I'm going to have to get a whole box for Evan. And so this little iguana is going to be doing a little bit of traveling over the next couple months. Um,
Very fun.
Absolutely. Now, it's one of those things that a lot of people say, well, I don't have littles in my household. Is there a way that we can either like sponsor 10 of these boxes or a classroom worth of boxes? And do you have a program that does those kind of things?
Yes, we have that. Actually, you can go right on our website right now, and you can actually sponsor activity boxes for a whole classroom. So we actually have that. They get one little iguana plush that they can bring home. Each of them takes turns bringing home, and they can share pictures of what they're doing at their home with little iguana. And then they all get activities, crafts, and workbooks, just like you would in an individual box, but it's for a classroom.
Very cool. And so I'm going to have one of you read for people who are just listening on the podcast, your website. So
Sure.
we'll start with Erica and then Eden.
Yeah, liliguana.org. So LIL iguana.org.
So spell iguana because not everybody can spell.
LILIGUANA.org.
I thought it was, excuse me, but isn't it littleiguanausa.org?
Also type that one in, but for the
Okay.
for the people who
For
are
the
listening,
shorthand.
it's simple.
For us older people who can't type that long, yeah.
Yeah.
We wanted to make it where you just put an L and hit it for me, but somebody had L.
So you want to repeat that one, and so we'll have another voice repeat it because we do that 3 times around thing.
Okay, I'll do the full one for for kicks. So that website is littleiguanausa.org, LILIGUANAUSA.org.
Awesome. Yay! Woohoo! And that's our happy dancing for the moment. But I am actually so excited and thrilled about this, being able to sponsor a classroom and that kind of setup. And so I am thinking if we could do, when we get to, I'm going to do a spoiler alert. Little Iguana is going to be our keynote speaker at our interclub luncheon at our district convention in August. So they'll be in Sparks, Reno, and they're going to be a vendor for us. and have a full booth, and you'll be able to go and talk with them. And in addition to that, we're gonna have them on stage talking about stuff and show a video. And so they're not giving you all the secrets here, but what are 3 or 4 different ways that a Kiwanis club could integrate Little Iguana into their service projects? So, who
Yeah,
wants to go first?
I can take that. So we have, like I said, those in-person programs. So Kiwanis can sponsor an in-classroom program or a Little Iguana live stage show in a preschool, a childcare facility, or at a community event, an elementary school, locally right nearby. They can just sponsor one program to be brought to their local area. They could sponsor a regional tour, 5 or 6 or 7 or 10 shows. They can join up with another Kiwanis chapter, and they can sponsor even more in their region or in their state. It could be a statewide program. So those are just the educational programs that go into schools that they could bring to a school near them. They can sponsor a Safety Up membership for a local civic group like themselves if they wanted to pass out our educational worksheets or workbooks. Or activities at events that they go to. I mean, for Little Iguana, we host community events. We've had Kiwanis come, and sometimes they bring up bookmarks or stickers. They could bring Little Iguana worksheets, and they could get educational lessons out to their community. So Safety Up, they could just do a membership for themselves. They could sponsor a membership for a local school. They could sponsor a membership for a school district. So there's different ways with that digital membership that doesn't have to be in person, that can just be virtual. They could also sponsor storybooks that they can go and hand out and deliver themselves to students at schools, or we can do that on their behalf. So we have lots of fun illustrated storybooks that we can do. We have workbooks, again, that can be sponsored, and Kiwanis can distribute at events, or we can distribute on their behalf to schools that we know are requesting those programs. I don't want to give too much away. Jim, you have anything else?
No, I'm just excited. We did have our launch of our new book. It's called A Gift from the Heart. And everything that Little Iguana does, it's related to either helping, saving, or being a nice, you got one. That's funny. And it's you don't have to buy something for your family. You can make something for loved ones and your friends. You know, we've got a way. When I was a young boy, you know, we would make things for our friends when it was their birthday, or we would bake cookies. I know this sounds crazy to some people, but you know, we'd ask our mom if we could bake some sugar cookies for our friend's birthday, and we would make them, and we'd go, and all of us would eat them, and we had such a great time, and we were, you know, enjoying each other. But nowadays it's, oh, I have to buy you a pair of sneakers. I have to buy you this. I have to buy you this. I mean, why can't we go back to the days of time and effort means more than money and prestige, you know? I mean, that's what we're trying to bring back with Little Iguana.
You know, you're singing to my heart right now. It's like 2 of the favorite gifts. I'm like, I want to be able to turn around, but you do not want to see my office. One is a finger painting picture that, you know, he turns 2 in a week, but a finger painting picture, stuff that he's done, and then a coaster that looks just like the finger painting picture. And those are my 2 prized gifts that I take with me when I'm traveling. And so I'm so with you. It's like, if I get one more coffee mug that,
Yes.
you know, or what was the other thing that I always get? People are doing donations to other organizations, yeah, and they think, you know, they have to do that. And it's like, you know, if you just wrote a great card and said, you were thinking about me.
Yeah. That means more than anything. You're right. And that's the simplicity of things we need to start teaching our children at a very young age. It's not who's bigger, who's got a better phone, who's got better sneakers. It's to treat everybody, like I say, treat everyone the way we'd like to be treated. And if we do that, our whole world changes. We have no more war. We have no more stealing. We have no more hurt. We have no more anger towards people. And it's simple. It's a simple rule. How much does that cost you?
That's so true.
How much time does that take you out of your busy day, right? Cost us nothing and it takes us no time.
Absolutely. So, with that, I know that John's got some queue up stuff for us because you had two other commercials, and I got a chance to see all of these. So, you guys hold on to your socks.
Face it, in our fast-paced world, being safe has never been more crucial, especially for our children. Do we ever really teach kids the life skills they need to be safe? Do we teach our children how to cross the street correctly? What to do if approached by a stranger? Or one of my faves, how to properly wash their hands to keep themselves safe and healthy? Since 1994, the Little Iguanas Children's Safety Foundation has been teaching very basic but crucial safety lessons, brilliantly brought to life through music-driven proactive programs. Some programs include Little Iguana Live, Little Iguanas in Classroom program, the award-winning Be Smart, Stay Safe educational DVD, an Emmy award-winning television series, as well as other safety educational products. Little Iguana's lessons do work. They have helped thousands of children with what could be traumatic stories turned happy endings. Together we can sing along as we stop the statistics. Thank you for helping us keep our children safe. Scan now the QR code on your screen or contribute through our website. Know that every year more children die from preventable accidental injuries than all diseases combined, or that a report of child abuse is made every 10 seconds. As a mother of two and a former elementary school teacher, I searched for a way to help end these chilling statistics, which led me to the Little Iguanas Children's Safety Foundation. Do we ever really teach kids the life skills they need to be safe? Do we teach our children how to cross the street? What to do if approached by a stranger? Or that their harm alarm is that funny feeling inside telling them something isn't right? Studies have proven that children learn better through music, repetition, and for over 25 years, Little Iguana has delivered its award-winning music-based programs to over 3 million people in 7 countries. The programs leave the guesswork out and are easy for kids to follow. The thousands of children this program has helped is award-winning itself. These children have benefited in countless ways because they were exposed to these crucial safety lessons. The Little Iguanas Children's Safety Foundation is proud to announce they have just added a new online library and can help anyone, anywhere share the important safety lessons that every child should have engraved in their early childhood years. We want every parent and provider to have these lessons at their fingertips. The Little Iguanas Children's Safety Foundation is here for you and your children. Together we can sing along as we stop the statistics. Scan now the QR code on your screen or contribute through our website, littleiguanausa.org.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. As we're looking at those commercials, I actually had to go. And so I'm going to see if it'll actually show up. This is my little guy.
Oh, right on.
Yeah. And this is my little guy's poster art. I wasn't kidding. It's with me everywhere. And so knowing what you do and how you do it, it's absolutely magical. But not only is it about the motto of Kiwanis, which is one child at a time, that we're empowering and keeping safe, but it's also about the overall Kiwanis experience and how we're trying to change the world in our communities. And I am beyond excited because I think about in CNH, we've done something, it's all about inclusion and the golden rule and trying to reinstill elementary kids. And you talked about you have a kindness day coming up with the song being displayed. Can you share a little bit more about that, or is that still top secret?
Well,
That's top secret.
God,
Who likes to talk about it, but it's top secret.
yeah. Is it saying that the mafia goes, I can tell you, but I'm going to have to kill you after this. That's all. But,
yeah, I still got things to do.
yeah, our world is, it's called Treat Others the Way You Want to Be Treated. We've been working on it for a couple years, about 18 months now. And we've had some really powerful people step up and play guitar and play instruments and sing along. We had, people from Abbey Road Studios and London Philharmonic, Joe Satriani's underscore study. I mean, people from the Ohio Players. We have old and young all taking part in it because they all believed in this day. And that was something that I wanted to approach the Kiwanis about, is taking the high schools, the elementary school clubs, the middle school clubs, allowing them to maybe even sing their version of the song and videoing it and editing, and we can share them with the world and have all these people from all the different parts and include some of the activities that Kiwanis does in the field. So somebody can video some of the things and we could show it within the body of the song and get everybody excited and get everybody on the same page. And that's what our hope was in this endeavor. But we'll see. What do you guys got to add to it?
They're like, you've exposed them, Dad.
Yeah, it will be a contest format when we do release it. And we're going to, like Jim said, have videos submitted of people doing kind acts and random acts of kindness throughout their community and in their daily life. And we'll compile that into one music video that will be released. So the contest is that you submit those awesome random acts of kindness, and you'll hopefully be included in this worldwide release of It's Easy to Be Kind.
And if you want to be if you want to be included now with something, we do have like a hug-a-thon. We joke about like hugging it out, and we have our song Good Friend. So on TikTok or on Instagram Reels, you can use our Good Friend song and tag us, and we have like a hug around the world that we have pinned at the top. But all of our social media is at Little Iguana Safety for those that are interested in following us.
All right. Epiphany number 4 of the day. So at our district convention, we will be doing video clips in our vendor area and put it to music. So at the end of your presentation, maybe we can do a 3-minute with the video clips for the hug-a-thon. What do you think?
That'd be great.
Because we've got 4 professional photographers and videographers that are there. So they can make it a full thing by the end of our convention.
Awesome.
Yeah, we had a camp in Bahamas, a kid camp, and all the kids in the camp did it, and it was really cute.
I am loving this. This is
so cool. Valerie, it was so cool, man. I tell you, Lori, who, like when you guys were watching the commercial aspect of it, you got to see Eden, Erica, and Jimmy, my son, on stage as little kids performing. And it was funny because they, we had performers before they got older, and they used to ask, can we go with you? Can we go with you? And then eventually they grew up enough that, we used them on stage until they didn't want to do it anymore, but we still made them do it anyways. But, it's just so cool because it's something that, like I said, Little Iguana really needs to be brought to the forefront in a way like we do. Music driven. You go to our site, there's nothing scary. You can talk about everyday safety, well-being alongside of the scary stuff that a lot of people don't like talking about. But it's done in such a fun way. We don't talk about good touch and bad touch. We talk about a harm alarm, that funny feeling inside if something's not right. That program saved a 3-year-old little boy who was tied up and sexually abused in his child care facility by the people that ran it. And because Little Iguana was in his daycare, his child care facility, months before that, talking about the harm alarm, he started regressing, soiling his pants, nightmares. Here's his mom and dad bringing this poor little boy to this daycare. Now, they didn't know any different. But here in his mind, this little boy's mind, he's 3 years old and he's got no safe haven to go to. So here he is soiling his pants, nightmares, regression, the signs, the inner signs that show outside, because you can't tell anybody because you were threatened. If you told somebody, I would kill you, or he told them that they would take his mom and dad away. So here's this 3-year-old out of his mind, scared. So he starts regressing, soiling his pants, nightmares. They bring him to the doctors, and the doctor says it's growing pains. He'll get over it. On his drive home, he said, Mommy, we have to call Little Iguana because Little Iguana told me that he would help me no matter what. That was our first success story 20 some odd years ago. And it shows that it can work at such a young age, 3 years old. But the best part about it is it gets remembered into their older age. We had a 16-year-old girl who, when we do our live musicals, they come up on stage. We bring some of the children up on stage and they get to sing and dance with us. This one girl came up on stage when she was 8 years old and she took part in Run, 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 Yell and Tell. It's what you do if someone's trying to get you to go with them and you don't have permission to go with them. You run away, you yell, and you tell. But we tell them exactly how to do it. So when it happens to them, they don't freeze and they go, what do I do? This young lady, she's 16 years old, walking down the street. A level 3 sex offender tries to abduct her. She runs away. She goes into a store. She goes behind the counter screaming and yelling because we told her to. And they call the police, and the police said, how'd you get away? And she said, that silly, stupid song that little iguana taught me. 8 years went by. She hasn't heard it in 8 years. But because we do it repetition over and over and over again within the song, of the body of the song, she remembered it. And it's like, how can you not every night just thank God for being alive when you hear stories that we were able to help somebody, you know? And that's why Little Iguana. Go ahead.
Something that Jim touched on too is because Little Iguana is like this fictional character, a lot of times it's hard for a parent or a teacher to teach these lessons. And so not only is he a mentor for these children, but if something happens where a situation occurs and the child doesn't know how to communicate, our program has guided outlines on how we can actually try to communicate those emotions with our children. And that's like a really big thing, is the communication is so hard at a young age. And with the music and with the dancing, they just like have it flowing and they feel good. And Little Iguana has become that person that they can turn to or even talk to if someone unfortunately says, I'll hurt your parents if you did this. So you can still talk to Little Iguana though, because he is there to be safe for you.
You know, one of the things I really love and resonate with you guys about is, you know, in all my psych classes and all of the practice that I've had, this fits in so well because when we deal with children that are sometimes they go nonverbal or they can't make eye contact with an adult, we always bring in the doll or we bring in their favorite pet so that they can talk directly to that. And by creating something that they feel really comfortable with, it is just amazing. And so we've got a lot of people that are commenting in, and Aaron Phillips, who normally is with us, wants to interview you guys again when we're at Decon, because we're going to do the show live from Sparks and while you guys are there. And so he says we've got to talk more about this. So we'll be back in studio next week. And so just letting you know that Douglas Chadwick is trying to figure out how he can help you do some of your book distributions. And, you know, in Burbank, California, and the Stockton people are looking forward to seeing you. So if we were to tell a Kiwanis Club, how much do you think they should commit to and get their clubs to commit to get started? Is it like $500, $1,000? How much do you, in order for them to do a really good kickoff start, how much do you think that should be?
Well, personally, I always like the stage shows because it just leaves the children. It's an immediate saving thing, you know. I mean, immediately when you go in there and we sing and dance for an hour, each lesson that they teach, each lesson that they learn, it makes a difference in their lives as soon as they walk out the doors. You know, like when we talk about not distracting the driver on a school bus or in a car. We've had schools call us and say, we have children that we need your help talking about distracting the drivers on a school bus. We'll go in there and immediately it makes a difference. So I always say that with the stage show comes all the handouts to the children, and that is the high end. That's a $5,000 show, I believe, right, Erica, for something like that? and then it goes all the way down to a $9.99 for a membership for a school or products. So it really, there's such a large range of how much that they could spend. But to do it right, I always say a live musical, either at a large community event that the Kiwanis is part of, or in an elementary school, because in an elementary school, they're captive audience. And that's the best part about it, because what we've learned along the way is parents will come to a show and all of a sudden it's like, oh, let's go get a coffee, or here's a show saving their lives, a child's life. And they're like, oh, let's go buy some fudge or get it. You know what I mean? Like, but in an elementary school, they're there for 50 minutes and they love us being there because you know what? They're not in school. That's the best part about when we come in there. They love us because they don't care. They don't care if we're juggling swords, for goodness sakes. They're just out of school. We don't care. We have no class. But they learn, because once we get in there, we use them as mentors. And that's the really powerful part of the show, is then the school and the children within the school start looking out for each other.
We could talk for hours, and it's like, I am so appreciative. I'm so glad that you will be at our district convention from August 10th to the 12th in Sparks, Reno, because we're going to have a lot more in-depth conversations. We're going to develop a one-year plan. I just know that's on our docket, and you'll get to meet some people from Kiwanis International to see about some more partnerships. So I know it's hard to believe, but we've been together for almost an hour.
Wow.
And so I want to thank the three of you for being here and spending the morning with us. But one of the things that I always do before I leave is it's a vow on the road. So John's got my intro.
Here we go.
And my car literally looks like that. So, it is. This has been a fabulous past week. I want to welcome the Kiwanis Club of East Garrison, which is on the Monterey coast, right outside of Marina, where our mid-year was. We opened with 20 to our club. And so this weekend, actually, in 12 hours, I'll be in Martinez with Region 9. That is from Napa to Antioch and all those things in between, with a governor's visit. And then we're going to, I don't want to go to jail on this, but we're going to kill somebody, because we have a murder mystery lunch, and I'm raising funds for our students and also for the Kiwanis Investing in Circle K project. And so looking forward to hanging out with them. And then I'm going to spend a lot of time on Sunday with students, because the North County Special Olympics is happening, and I'm a keynote speaker with them on Sunday, headed down to San Diego right after that. And we're going to be opening our Greater Coachella Valley Kiwanis Club on Thursday. And so I would love anybody who is in the Palm Desert area who really wants to get involved. And I think we're going to incorporate some of the safety program that you're talking about, because there is a high level of abduction and child safety issues out in the desert areas. And so this is, I think, going to be a part of our brand new club. And so when I talk to you next Friday, I will be talking to you from the lovely Pasadena area. And so I'll tell you more about what's going on then. And Douglas Chadwick will be one of my guests, because he's got something fun going on for next Saturday to put on your list. And so if you are in Southern California on July 26th, it is Kiwanis Day at Edwards Air Force Base. And so come and be appreciated and learn more about how our veterans and can do some patriotic programs for your clubs and organizations. So with that, you guys have a 10-second thing that you want to say before you leave. So
I trust Erica. Oh, okay.
You got your 10 seconds?
We have so many exciting things coming up, including a podcast to celebrate our anniversary of being a nonprofit for so many years. And yeah, I can't wait to have you guys learn more about us.
Awesome. Erica, how about you?
Follow us on social media, Lil Iguana Safety, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all the other good places.
Threads.
Threads, yeah, that's how you can stay in touch. Oh, Pinterest has some great worksheets as well that you can download. But if you connect with us through social media, that's the best way to keep in touch with us and see all the things that are happening in the Lil Iguana world.
Awesome. And Jim, the person I actually get to hug in a couple weeks.
I just am excited to be out there. I can't wait to go out there. So I'll see everybody, and I look forward to this opportunity to speak with everyone as well. I really enjoy it.
Awesome. And so, John, where can everybody see this if they missed the show the first time?
Well, as a matter of fact, they can go to the Kiwanis Connects Facebook page. They can go to WWDBTV's YouTube channel, our Facebook page, our Roku channel, and our website. So no matter where you are, there you are. And don't go away, everybody. So just, I guess we'll see you next week. Hey, Val?
Absolutely. So, as Aaron always says, be kind to everyone because we've all we've got. And so, aloha and see you next Friday.